Hello guys, welcome back to the actually the first video on this channel. I've only done streams until now. So what I'm gonna do today is show you how to set up and use the orbital strike cannon Mark 6 by cubicmetre. So big shout out to him, cubicmetre, for designing all of it. So let's get into it. So the things you will need, the mods, because you do need mods. I'm just gonna show them real quick. Well, here I have optional mods, but the ones that you will need are Lightmatica, Carpet, and Carpet TIS. Those are the most important ones. And then that. So to do that, and by the way, for Lightmatica, you also need these schematics: the control panel, the nether, and the cannon itself. So what you're gonna do is TP to coordinates that are divisible by 16. So in this case, in my use case, because I already fired it once, it's 5792 space 128 and then 1184. If you go there, there's an ocean, which is actually pretty good. So I'm maybe not very aligned right now, so you do have to make sure that it's properly chunk aligned, or else it might not work. I'm not really sure how that works, but so now that you're in good you're at good coordinates, you're gonna want to load the cannon itself like this, and now it's just safe to fly out. So this is the schematic. As you can see, it's very complex. I actually don't have an understanding on how it actually works. So what you're gonna need is a what the fuck is that sound? You will need a stick, but it could be a different item. Depends on your settings in Lightmatica. You may have to make sure that the tool mode is set to paste schematic in world, and then press your execute operation keybind, which for me is X, and then it just pasted it. And to make sure you don't have all these ugly outlines, go and unload the schematic.
I'm actually getting tired of these fucking outlines. How is there so many, bro? What? What? Hello? Okay, bro, I just don't understand how the fuck this works.
And they just spawn right away. Okay, I don't think that is a big problem, as long as you're just not loading the cannon, which is a problem. So to my recommendation, you just have to this is optional, just you set it to this passcode, but for me it's not really clear how to set it up in the control panel. So I recommend you just turn them all on. So what you're gonna do is go through this portal right here. Just look at the surroundings real quick so you know which portal it is. We're gonna go through, and then you wanna divide the coordinates, the origin of the cannon, by 8. So 5792, I actually don't know what that is. So we're gonna do calculator. And we're gonna do 9. Come on, dude. 5972, right? Okay, it's over here. Dang. 5792 divided by 8. Wait, what? Turns out I put it in wrong. So it's, dude, this OBS, man, it's actually so annoying. 5792, I put it in 597. So, 5792 divided by 8 is 724. So, TP, it has 724. And, I think 128 divided by 8 is 8. No, it's 16. 16. And then 1184, I think. Divided by 8 is 148. We're gonna go in spectator with that's not spectator. Mathematica again and load the nether schematic this time. No, it doesn't the y coordinate doesn't really matter, I think. So loaded schematics, schematic placement, configure. Let's just put this on 130 because that's a block above the nether roof. So here we have that, and then we go back into creative and we paste it in the world. And then if we go back through, we end up right here. Then flick this lever to activate the chunk loader and make sure it's working. And this one as well. Now before we leave, we have to break this lever. This one too apparently, but cubicmetre didn't told me so I'm just not gonna do it. And to verify it's working, you have to go into the carpet settings and then creative players load chunks. And if you put that on false and wait a bit and go up here, and if this is open, then and these things are moving and like stuff's happening, then it works. So it does work in this occasion. That's nice. So then if I start loading chunks again, it stops working. Let's make sure it works. And then we have to go to to coordinates. This time it doesn't matter, but I just like 0, 0 because if I TP to 0, 0, it's immediately chunk aligned. So if we go into Mathematica again and then load schematic, but this time the control panel, and then make sure it's chunk aligned, which it is. This green box is exactly a chunk, and if it is in a chunk, exactly, like this corner is in the chunk corner, which you can see by F3G. What? And then it works, and we just have to paste this in real quickly. So, here you want to go do your passcode. I don't know how it works, but since I put them all full, I'm just gonna activate them all. It works. It worked for me last time. And now we just have to find a target. The closer to the cannon, the better, but as you can see, here's a village, so let's nuke the village. Right here is good. So you're gonna wanna remember these coordinates. I'm just gonna type them in chat for now. The height coordinate also matters in this occasion. So Now we have the target coordinates. And then we can go back to the control panel. And then we're gonna need Excel right here. Cubicmetre has a link to the schematics, by the way, and also to this Excel file. So you have to use this this Excel file to input your coordinates. These are from last time, so just put in the ones you use, the data you use. So I use the -188 as a target. -188, 77, 77, and this one is 102, 102. And here you have to choose between nuke or stab. Stab is basically you just make a deep hole in the ground, and a nuke is just where you carpet the area in TNT, which, in my opinion, is the coolest. And here you select the magazine slot. If you're gonna do if you're gonna fire it once, I recommend just putting it in 0. And the passcode does not really matter, but because I just don't get how the fuck it works. And make sure you also have the correct origin, which is for me the same time when I tested it before, so yeah. And then you have to copy all of this into your control panel right here, which it's not very complicated. So this in red, the first two, then this one, oops, then this one, then this one, right? Yeah. Yellow, these two, and this one. Green is that. Light blue is lower 4. And then that. And now when you make sure it's all correct. And where you hear the little sound, you can put it in. And then you press on this to input the settings to the cannon. Now you have to wait a bit until this starts flashing. Well, that stopped flashing, and this should be flashing any second now. There you go. Okay, so now if this as soon as this stops flashing again, that means it finished charging and has fired. So we just have to wait. And as you can see in the Excel, it says it takes about 5 minutes to charge for this occasion. Which and the charge time depends on the nuke size, the type, and the distance between the cannon and the target. So you just have to wait. Don't worry. You can just do absolutely nothing right now. it stopped flashing, so perhaps it fired. Maybe I didn't hear the ding. Why is it not loading? What? Well, there you go. It just fired. So yeah, that's how you fired the orbital cannon, I guess. Bye.